Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're joining me from. I'm Melanie from Love Light Truth, and this is Finding Happiness During Lockdown series. And in particular this week we are concentrating on breakups and finding happiness after a breakup. Thank you for joining me, either on the live or the replay. Do comment, get involved, let me know you're there. As always, if you want to join in the conversation afterwards, do feel free to join the group Love Light Truth Community, where we continue the conversation. So how was your day? Are you feeling all the stresses and anxiety in your body? Have you got any emotions built up from the day? Or have you had a good day? Perhaps you haven't. Either way, we just like to start with 5 deep breaths, just to release all that negativity, anything that no longer serves you from today. I invite you to join me, just to close your eyes and take 10. You can take 10 if you'd like, but we take 5 deep breaths, breathing right down into our belly, pushing our belly right out when we breathe in. And then when we exhale, we just release all of that negative energy, everything that no longer serves us. So, one more. And you can count me on to 10 if you wish, or any other number. It's always a good exercise to do any time of the day if you're just feeling the need to release and let go. Feel a bit lighter, feel a bit more ready for the evening. Just being able to come back to myself, my body, understand my own feelings that's going on, understand what's showing up for me. So, yes. So how was your day? What has it influenced your gratitude list for today? What 3 things are you grateful for? Maybe something you've learnt, something you've understood today, something that happened to you, or just a simple gratitude for life itself. So for me, I am grateful for very simply having a buggy. I've got a 6-month-old baby. We went out for a lovely nice walk today, and had I have had to carry him, even though we have a harness sling carrier, he's getting pretty heavy now. And had I have had to take that, the walk probably wouldn't have been so long. So I'm grateful for the fact that we have a buggy. Even something like that is not always possible. Some people might not have the funds or the ability to have a buggy, so that's one thing I'm grateful for today. Second thing I'm grateful for is that Flint has had a really good day. We've had a lovely happy day, very little crying, it's been a really nice day, and it's really good to acknowledge and appreciate when you have a good day. It's not, we don't have good days every day, do we, in life? So as much as we can moan and stress about the negative ones, it's always good to appreciate the good. So I'm very glad that Flint and I had a good day today. And the third thing I'm grateful for is sleep. as any of you out there who have kids will know, don't always get a good night's sleep, especially when they're so young still. And so I was kind to myself this afternoon and did something I don't very often do, which is actually have a nap. Which I've not long woken up from. So yes, I don't often do that. I can't remember last time I did have a little nap, but feel much more refreshed for it. So I'm grateful to myself for allowing myself to take that nap, which was clearly needed after my long walk this morning. So what are you grateful for? Do let me know. As I say, it's all part of living your best life, living a happy life. You know, it's always best to acknowledge what we do have and what we're grateful for, rather than always concentrating on the negatives and allowing that to spiral us down. You know, it's good to lift us up and remember the good as well. So we'd love to know what you're grateful for in life, either on a daily basis or even just in general. So today's topic is acknowledgement, and you know, acknowledgement of the relationship you've just come out of, the breakup itself. When you're the party that has just been dumped, you know, maybe it was, you could see it coming, maybe you couldn't, maybe it was a complete surprise. Either way, it's really helpful if you, sometimes, you know, you go into that whole why sort of question spiral, and it's really good to process, and whether with the help of a professional or not, maybe you do it by yourself, but it's really important to understand why. Why did the relationship end? What caused the breakup? And also, what's really important is why the relationship happened. What did you get out positively? What positives did you get out of the relationship? What there would have been a reason that you and your partner came together, you know, even if it wasn't for the long term, there's always a reason. And when you acknowledge the reason that you were together, and then understand the reason why perhaps you're better off apart, that really does help to start the healing process of getting over the breakup, you know. For me, when I went through my breakup, you know, my hell of a divorce, you know, it was really important, and what really helped me start my healing and grieving process was the understanding of what the hell just happened, you know. And once I could see that my ex was a support, and I clung on to the relationship after my mum died, you know, it was something to hold on to. It was something that kept any sort of normality in my life. You know, I didn't want to go from just losing my mum to then losing a relationship as well, you know. And I subconsciously, you know, this was I didn't realise at the time, but again, with reflection, I realised that staying with him was to create some sort of normality. Being with my ex at the time allowed me to be honest, it avoided me grieving from my mum, and so subconsciously that's what I was doing. I was staying with my ex because I thought it was better than losing everything in my life when my mum had just died. And for that time and for that period, it served me. It allowed me to, if I'm being honest, stay alive. It got me through the initial aftermath of grief from my mum passing. Who knows what further depths I would have got to had I not have been in a relationship and something else kind of focusing my mind from it. And yeah, I realised that the breakup was necessary. I realised that actually we weren't right for each other, we weren't suited. Yes, we'd helped each other out through difficult points in our life, but we'd been together a long time, but we were slowly drifting apart, and it was so slow that we hadn't really seen it. It was just gradual, and like a child growing up. If they're your child and you live with them, you don't notice them growing up as much as someone that comes along and hasn't seen them for ages goes, oh wow, look how much he's grown. It's that sort of just, we slowly drifted apart. Things weren't right, and we were trying to hold on to any goodness in the relationship that we'd had in the beginning, and ultimately that's never going to work because we weren't the same people. And when I understood that and saw it for what it was, I understood the benefits and appreciated the breakup. I appreciated the fact that it let me go. It allowed me to be free of the shackles of constantly trying to make the relationship work when ultimately it wasn't going to. And I'm so grateful for that. It showed me that I had strong beliefs in marriage and what they meant to me, because we were married, we had got married, and I took those vows seriously, so seriously that I would have perhaps stayed in that marriage for life, because that's what I believed that my vows meant. I didn't see an alternative. I couldn't see any other option. And so I probably would never have walked away, even if I'd got to the point of feeling like I should, because they were my beliefs. And I still do. I still believe that marriage is sacred, and ideally, I know it doesn't always happen, but ideally lasts forever. That's the fairy tale we all want, right? No one gets married sort of hoping or thinking that, I'll be divorced in X number of years. You don't do that. Well, I I certainly don't. I've never come across anyone that does. So yeah, once I sort of understood the beauty of the situation that happened and the reason my marriage eventually ended, I felt free. I felt free of those vows that I'd made. It allowed me to be free without me compromising my beliefs and vows. I really do feel the universe had been telling me to walk away, and I didn't listen. I stuck by my guns. I stuck to my vows and beliefs, and in the end the universe, you know, pulled rank and made the situation happen where the relationship broke down anyway, because ultimately it wasn't right. It wasn't right for either of us, you know. We're much happier apart. Well, I trust and hope and pray that he's happy now. You know, we're not in communication, but you know, I hope he's happy, and I'm certainly much happier than I was. And obviously it takes a lot more. It's not just that one aha moment makes all the pain go away of the heartbreak, and you know, that gut-wrenching feeling that your heart's in a million pieces. But that aha moment of, oh, hang on, you know, we were together through a difficult patch. We helped each other. We held space for each other unknowingly. But the time had come where our soul contracts were up. You know, we'd done what we needed to do for each other, in support and guidance, and to start having that aha moment of, okay, the universe did this because I am better off out of there. You know, it was the start of letting go, of becoming myself again, of repairing my heart, basically. And so it starts to help the process. It's really good to also, if you can, forgive if there's any negativity around it, you know. Forgive your partner perhaps the way that it ended, or any behaviour that was not right, because understanding why it happened and forgiving yourself and your ex for any misdoing frees you and releases you from that guilt and that cycle and that dreaded constant loop of why you know. And yeah, so maybe like me, you know, there was something that you can understand and see, that you two souls had been brought together to help each other out, you know. Maybe there were lessons to be learned, you know. There was a lot more that I learned from my marriage. There's always something good to come out of a relationship, whether it's a 2-week fling, whether it's a, you know, 5-year relationship or 11-year relationship, you know, or 20-30-year relationship, you know. Again, always looking for the good, always looking for the reasons why it happened. Yeah, it takes helps to take away the pain. Doesn't do it completely, but it's the first step to recovery, to repairing, you know, your heart and your body and your soul. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you come up with, you know, if you are just out of a relationship, you know, even if it is short term, you know, it's lovely to be aware of what the relationship gave you, what you got out of it in a positive way, and understand why the breakup was necessary, or why that you two weren't suited. So do let me know. Let me know if this has triggered you. You know, maybe now's not the time for, you know, you're not ready to do this exercise. Maybe you're still need to feel that pain for a little bit more, you know, and maybe you need a little more time of crying and releasing emotionally. But when the time is ready, you know, it's good to just dive deep into your soul's just to understand what it is that your soul got out of the relationship. It might be you didn't get anything. It might be that you were there to serve the other person. You know, maybe you were there to trigger them for something, and that's okay too. You know, it's not always about receiving or getting, you know, lessons for yourself. Sometimes we've made soul contracts that we will be there to trigger something in the other person, you know, and give them a life lesson, and that's just as beautiful. You know, we've carried out our soul's contract with that person and brought them the trigger and the lesson and the awareness and the life growth that they signed up for, and that's just as beautiful. And you know that you've done your part, and that's amazing, you know. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments, or, you know, if you want to do it a bit more privately, you know, jump into the group Love Light Truth Community, and let's share what it is that we've found from past relationships, that, you know, found the good in them, found the reasons why we split up. So yeah, I'll leave you with that this evening, and if you have any questions, or it brings up anything for you, you know, jump in the group, let me know, and we can have a discussion about it. So with that, I will say good night, have a lovely evening and wonderful day tomorrow. And so until next time, take care. Bye.